Hey everyone, good day and happy, terrific, tremendous Tuesday. It is April Fool's. Although today, in this episode of Spring Cleaning for Your Mind, we're not fooling around. We're really going to have the nourishment of the seventh principle I'm sharing is the positive mental attitude. Matter of fact, Napoleon Hill had a book, Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude, along with Og Mandino and Napoleon and Clement Stone. There's a lot of great wisdom in this book here, talking about really how, in a very practical, down to earth, very real way, at the most basic level, it's something that costs us nothing, and it's can really be priceless as far as what we have, because there's always two choices we have. We can choose to be negative. We can choose to allow people with negative mental attitudes around us, or allow ourselves to be around them, I should say. And then we could also choose a positive mental attitude. Now, it doesn't mean we don't go through adversity. It just means we choose our thoughts. And the idea with positive mental attitude is that the principle really presents a means by which this entire philosophy gets into use in a daily basis. It's really about just having the right way of looking at things. It isn't that we have bad experiences or adversity happens to us. It's what are we thinking while we're in the middle of that? And how do we tap into that infinite intelligence or that superpower or Mother Nature or God, or however you want to use for a word to describe a power that's greater than us? We realize that that power is within every cell of our bodies, and we take that forward. When I look at that word, success too, what is success? Who defines that? Why should somebody else define the success that each one of us really has in our core, a true burning desire that it might not even have that pilot light on? What would it be like to work with the community and with people to get that pilot light going and really to spark that billionth of a volt of electricity to get your idea moving? As Earl Nightingale talks about, success is a progressive realization towards a worthy ideal. What does that mean? In other words, as long as you're taking 3 to 5 action steps every day and you're moving towards it, that goal, that destination where you're going, that is what's important. And a successful person is a person who day by day has the faith. Faith is that emotion of your idea already completed. You've already reached that horizon. And we have to have a mind closed tightly to negative opinions, to judgmental people, to external conditions. Is there a recession, or is it inflation? Or how do we focus really just on being of service to people? See, this is the key. We start to, in our mind, do you choose to want to persist with stinking thinking? Or do you make a choice to pursue with new ways of thinking, new perspectives? This is a very power that all of us have. No one can ever take away a power to think. And so just sharing this principle of positive mental attitude is so powerful and so strong and so much vitally needed to have peace of mind, that it's something that it's almost like we have to shake ourselves up so that we can continue going with persistence. You have to have a group of people with you, a mastermind. We had a lovely mastermind today in our mentoring session with Napoleon Hill Institute, where we were talking about some of the major factors of why 80 or perhaps even 95% of all people never achieve the goal that they're looking for. Why New Year's resolutions don't work. Why so many companies, especially big companies, you ever notice they're so afraid and skeptical of people who talk about 3% or 5% or 10% growth. Why settle for such low areas when together we can all achieve more? Wouldn't you agree? You can always show up better. The people on your team can show up better. The people you serve can always be served better. And the people who receive the service can always receive the service better. So they can make a choice to be better too. See, adversity is something that we get to live through, and it gives us the strength to be who we are being. Just to share a little bit excerpt, from this book here, is that every adversity has the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Think of this story, for example. What if you had a physical handicap? Matter of fact, one of my good friends over in UK, or England as we call it, she is the world expert leader helping people with disabilities to be able to thrive, to live on the top of whatever success can be defined by people, and not have to live in government subsidies and that kind of thing. She has cerebral palsy herself, and she's working with people so that they can thrive into the life that they really want to have, not have to settle for what others are. They create freedom for themselves and create more independence. So every adversity has the seeds of equivalent benefit. There's a story that talks about Tom Dempsey. Tom Dempsey was a place kicker with it's now the Las Vegas Raiders, was the Los Angeles, was the Oakland Raiders at the time in the NFL. And, as a young boy, he was born with only half a right arm, half a foot, and only a stub of another arm. He had that burning desire within him to play football. And he became a very successful place kicker, scored lots of points, helped the Raiders win many games. And that's just one example of having adversity. We don't have to allow that adversity to get into the way of where we want to be when we choose positive mental attitude. It costs nothing. We always have a choice of being negative or being positive. And, the myth is we don't have to settle for the negative, and you don't have to allow those with negative attitudes to have any kind of influence over you at all. It comes down to, in the 6 basic ghosts of fear, the 2 biggest ones being fear of poverty and fear of being judged or criticized. We can learn to put those to the side and carry on. Let me know how you're working to either nurture and develop positive mental attitude, or why you would allow negative mental attitude within you or within the people who you surround yourself with every day. This has been day 7 for a spring cleaning of your mind. Let's move forward with positive mental attitude to your success. We'll see you soon.